and gentlemen, Namaskar. We request all of you to please take your seats. We welcome you all to the next book discussion in the series IHC Conversations with Authors, presented by Habitat Library and Research Center, India Habitat Center, on the book The Winning Formula 52 Ways to Change Your Life by Mr. K.G. Alphons, published by Bloomsbury. On behalf of India Habitat Center, we extend a very warm welcome to the author of the evening, Mr. K.G. Alphons. Mr. K.G. Alphons is a 1979 batch IPS Officer, known for a career full of astonishing records. From growing up in a village without electricity, he went on to become an IAS topper, a Time magazine global leader, and union minister. We welcome you, sir, in today's session. Mr. K.G. Alphons will be in conversation with Dr. Kiran Bedi. We are privileged to have Dr. Kiran Bedi with us today. Dr. Kiran Bedi is India's first women IPS officer, former Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, and winner of prestigious Magsaysay Award. We warmly welcome you, ma'am. Today's event is being chaired by Professor Dr. K.G. Suresh, Director, India Habitat Center, a distinguished media leader, a journalist, an academician, and an institution builder. Thank you, sir, for being here today. May I now request the author for today's evening, Mr. K.G. Alphons, Dr. Kiran Bedi ji, and chair for today's discussion, Professor Dr. K.G. Suresh, to please come to the dais. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for taking your seats. Now I request Professor Dr. K.G. Suresh, Director, India Habitat Center, to present the mementos to our distinguished guests. To author of the evening, Mr. K.G. Alphons. Thank you, sir. To our discussant for today's evening, Dr. Kiran Bedi ji. Thank you, sir. We now request our Director, India Habitat Center, Dr. Professor K.G. Suresh, to kindly take forward the today's session of IC Conversations. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Bhavna. Good evening, distinguished guests, friends, and book lovers. Welcome to yet another edition of the IHC Conversation with Authors, presented by the Habitat Library and Research Center. It is a special privilege to be in the Gulmohar this evening for what promises to be an inspiring and transformative conversation. I remember as a youngster, reading Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And we had very little motivational books, Indian, available. And for that, I depended on Swami Vivekananda, somebody who actually inspired you so much when he said that I consider him an atheist. I don't consider somebody an atheist who does not believe in all the 33 crore Devi Devtas, but I consider him an atheist who does not believe in himself or herself. So that was the motivation we had. And of course, we have had a lot of motivational speakers in India itself, and some of whom have been quoted here, like Shiv Khera, who had very famously said that winners don't do different things, winners do things differently. I had even attended long time back as a youngster his Blueprint for Success program. And I must say that, today we are celebrating the launch and discussion. Of course, there is no official launch. It has been launched already. The Winning Formula, 52 Ways to Change Your Life by K.G. Alphons. This has been published by Bloomsbury with a foreword by Shashi Tharoor. K.G. Alphons, an esteemed member of the India Habitat Center, former IAS officer, demolition man of Delhi, former union minister, and a man who rose from a small village without electricity, and he has confessed it all including that he got 42% in his first. I mean, that was a very candid, confession that he made, because he knew, he has even referred to that famous film, 12th Fail. That's something very interesting. So it embodies the very message of his book. The book is not about becoming a superhuman, as the cover says. Sadhguru has famously said, the book is not about being superhuman. It is about realizing that being human is super. What a wonderful thought, And it offers 52 powerful stories. It's not just about, him talking about himself. There are, of course, 13 from his own life, his village days and his initial years as a civil servant, and how he transformed some of the districts in Kerala. And also 39 lives of extraordinary people, and which I believe, serves as weekly dose of motivation, resilience, and self-belief. And of course, we are truly fortunate to have with us tonight one of India's most iconic personalities for this conversation, Dr. Kiran Bedi, former Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, the first woman IPS officer of the country, and a Magsaysay Award winner. For those of us who have closely observed her life, how she has transformed Tihar from a jail to a reformatory, we have seen her journey. So her own life is a masterclass in courage, reform, and leadership. Her dialogue with Sri Alphons promises to be rich, candid, and deeply insightful. I also just wanted to say that this is an occasion which generally every month we have a conversation with book, but they are mostly about fiction or some, books which are based on certain subjects, themes. But this is a totally different book that we are discussing today. And so let's prepare ourselves to be inspired, challenged, and equipped with practical wisdom to change our lives for the better. This book is a reminder that the winning formula is not hidden in some distant secret. It lies in the choices we make every single day. So I can only say that it gives practical life lessons from the 52 stories that can help each of us rewrite our winning formula. And on that note, I invite Dr. Kiran Bedi to take this conversation forward. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we can. Since it's going to be no lecture, but conversation.
No, you can make
No, we
initial
don't.
remarks.
I think it'll relax. I want to begin with saying, what a wonderful friend. A friend calls a friend to be together as friends. I've known Alfie from the time I was also working in Delhi. क्योंकि मैं इनको जानती तब से जब ये बिल्डिंग्स को हटा रहे थे, सड़कें क्लियर कर रहे थे और मैं भी कुछ काम कर रही थी. तो इसलिए जब इसने बुलाया मुझे, आई फेल्ट सो गुड. दे लुक फ्रेंड्स, मेरे ख्याल अब ऐसे मौके पे ज़रूर कोई और आदमी ढूंढते हैं. आपने मुझे ढूंढा. And I felt very nice and privileged that a friend has called back. Let me read who he is. And I'm sure you know him. I know him a lot, but you need to know him better. And look what it says. KJ Alphons, he grew up in a village with no electricity. Although the son of a school teacher, he scored only 42% in the board. This is what the back page is saying. But he went on to become one of the toppers of the civil services examination and even featured on Time magazine list of 100 young global leaders. Becoming a 3-in-1. He became an MLA, he became an MP, and he became a union minister. So you're 4-in-1. The IAS, the MLA, to choda kya? Kuch nahi choda. Sir, what a rare person who's 4-in-1. I've not come across somebody who is 4-in-1. And no. And then the author. And this is a second book. The first book is another one. No difference? Third. Wow. Look at that. 3 books. So this is being very versatile, and then continues. There you go. Yes. This I remember too, seeing it.
Chapter 11 is on Kiran Bedi.
So here, very rare person amongst us, fully energetic and wonderful. Here. We used to all call him Alfie at that time. So this way, अगर मेरे मुंह से Alfie निकले तो मुझे माफ करना, क्योंकि ये पुरानी दोस्ती की बात है. Another says the winning formula, this is an illustration of what? Motivation and faith in oneself. This is what he stands for. Faith in oneself can accomplish. It's all faith in oneself. And he continues to admit the faith in himself. Along with anecdotes from his life, he narrates 52 stories. It's an assembly of 52 stories. And remember, these 52 stories are not celebrities. They're not celebrities. They're very simple persons. But outstandingly courageous, and he brought life back. He made them known. Along with anecdotes from his life, he narrates 52 stories, each about a person who has achieved the extraordinary in their own way. So, friends, this is what I thought you could be a good introduction beginning with. And that he's a rare civil servant, as I've seen, of impeccable integrity, tremendous energy, total ruthless determination to achieve what he wants to achieve, values the purpose of wherever he is, whether he's in service or in public service, official government. So so many things in one. It's not difficult. It's very, very difficult to be that. It's so many combinations, and continues to be enthusiastic about life. But impeccable integrity is very, very rare, because he was in very interesting positions and he could have compromised in many, many ways. So he's that rare person we are coming across. I have a few questions to ask him. If I have your permission, I shall. May I? Okay, I'll go back there, and you also can ask him questions. I'm not going to monopolize, but I have questions for him. I'll ask, but I will throw it open even to ask. Is this okay, Suresh ji? Yeah. So I think we should chat with him. Not only do I have a list of questions which I have selected, but I think the audience, as friends from the IIC in particular, the library, which I think a lot of library friends have come here, should ask and ask. But after he speaks, won't he speak? No. I think it'll be good, Elfie, if you speak a few words, okay, and then I take over. Okay? Speak, share your mind. Because you have written this book, why have you... In fact, some of my questions is, why this book? So why don't you share? Why have you written this book? What made you do this? Do that, and then we'll carry forward the conversation. Go ahead. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Kiran. Actually, she's very senior to me. I should be calling her madam, but from the time I know her, I've been calling her Kiran, and she's been calling me Alfie. So I can't change to madam, honorable governor. I can't. No.
No, please.
So when I was writing the IAS exams in 1978, November, that was a week when in Delhi Gate, Akalis and the Rankaris were fighting each other, going to kill each other. And this little weed called Kiran Bedi, she marched through the middle with just a baton, no guns. They all had their swords, and she took on them. This is...
But this
so
day
that was
not about me, it's about you today. Tell us about yourself.
So this was a week when I was writing the IAS exams. I said, I want to be like Kiran Bedi.
Oh my God.
That was a big motivation. Thank you so much, Professor Suresh, for arranging this. I think IIC, under your leadership, has become such a hub of ideas. And I'm so happy that so many people have come here, including Shovna, who was in the academy with me for training. It's great, to have my batchmates here. I saw Mehta and Deepa, both from the IPS. They're also with me for training, even though they're also senior. My batchmates there, OP and Meena, there again, both from the batch. We did training together. So happy to see so many people. And my good old friend, Shatan, my best friend here, Chanda, whole lot of people. Thank you so much for coming. The whole intention of writing this book is very simple. I've been a gun-trotting IAS officer. She has been a lathi-wielding IPS officer. And I was a gun-wielding IAS officer. I said, anybody, when I was commissioner at EDA, I said, anybody who touches 1 inch of my land, I said, I'll blast your brain. Yeah, I mean, Shantani's covered me a lot. He was with the Hindustan Times those days. And funny, not 1 inch of my land was encroached in 5 years. Not 1 inch.
Wow. That's it.
Not one illegal brick was laid in Delhi during those 5 years. And a lot of that motivation comes from, of course, from Kiran and people like that who've shown us the way, saying we can do anything we want. So the message of the book is very simple. You imagine, you dream, and you can just do it. Not because we are people with extraordinary intelligence. No, I don't even consider myself to be very brilliant. Not because we are born with incredible amount of talents. I was the dumbest kid in school. But I've done everything that I ever wanted. And the message of the book is very simple. Whatever I did, anybody can do better. That's all. But you must want it. You must want it desperately. That's the message. I'm completely ruthless on myself. So when I tell people I'm going to blast your brain, don't blame me. I'm ruthless. I'm ruthless on myself. The kind of discipline, hard work that which we put in. I think it's a lot of work. Like people keep asking me, don't you feel hot in Delhi? How can I feel hot? I was in 45 and 48 degrees. I was on the streets of Delhi for 5 years. And in 0 degrees. How would I ever feel cold? I don't. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, anything is possible. From 42% when I was writing the IAS exams, I'm from the old system. We had to do 3 lower papers. I'm an economist. I took subjects which I never studied before, history, sociology, philosophy. I had only 9 months to go, and I said I will write only once. And I wrote in my diary, I'm going to be one of the toppers. And I became one of the toppers in the written exams, of course. Of course, I messed up the interview. I spoke all against the government. You know, that's me. Alphons, you can't change me, isn't it? All against the government. I got only 50% in the interview. So I was pushed down the rank. Doesn't matter. Who cares for ranks? Isn't it? And Shambhu, my classmate from university, thank you for being here. I saw you. So the message of the book is, you can do anything you want. I feel deeply distressed about the civil service today, let me tell you. Everybody is blaming, oh, the system doesn't permit you to do it. It's complete bull, let me tell you. It's a complete fake story. You can do anything you want in any system. I keep telling myself, I am the system. I remember I was district collector of Kottayam in Kerala, the most important district possibly, because it is the only district, zero poverty district in the whole country as per the Niti Aayog, not according to me. I was collector for almost 4 years. I met the Chief Minister of Kerala when I was the collector only thrice. I had 4 ministers from my district. I must have met them thrice. That's all. Today I see district collectors waiting on the border of their district to receive MPs and MLAs. What is wrong? And I keep telling people the only important thing, the most important equipment in your body is the backbone. When I got to Mussoorie Academy, I decided I am going to keep that. It's not going to become plastic. I am going to keep that. Now, let me tell you, in 27 years in the IAS, I never received a single telephone call from anybody at all. No, not one. Yeah. And I demolished 14,310 illegal buildings in Delhi, mansions of the mafia. I don't run over slums. I don't, because they have nowhere to go. And the first building I demolished was of the biggest mafia leader in Delhi. I can even name him, HKL Bhagat. And the size of the building was just 2 lakh square feet. Was it difficult? 2 weeks after I demolished his building, he meets me in a public function, Kiran, and he comes and hugs me, and he says, Alphons, you are my friend, because only you could have touched me. So why are we scared? Why? Why are we scared? Why is the civil service scared? Not that I was not in a doghouse, Kiran. After declaring the entrance, I was Entrance Commissioner of Kerala, after I went back from Delhi. Instead of declaring the results in 3 months, like NEET does and mess it up, I declared the results on the 7th day. And 6 newspapers wrote editorials saying the Entrance Commissioner's office gets the first rank. Same people, same computers, same scanners. Instead of 3 months, we finished it in 7 days. I just wrote an article in the Indian Express. Some of you may have read how they wreck NEET exams. So the point is, you can do anything you want. And then, of course, for the first time in my life, the education minister, a new education minister came, Mr. Soupy. He called me to his chamber and said, Alphons, can you replace the income certificate of this mullah's son who was standing there with a long beard? Because he doesn't get into a medical school. If you replace his income certificate, he becomes a backward Muslim and he will walk straight into a medical school because there's a quota for backward Muslims. I said, Minister, that can't be done. He said, only you and I will know. I said, that's precisely why it won't be done. Then he insisted. I said, sir, that's criminal. He insisted again. I said, you are a criminal, and I walked out. For the first time in my life, interference. Next day, you know what happens? It's a cabinet meeting. Mr. A.K. Antony, the so-called saint, you all call him Saint A.K. Antony. He's a chief minister. Before the cabinet meeting, this minister Soupy brings my agenda, my item before the cabinet items, and he said, this guy must be thrown out. I was sent to a dog house for the land use commissioner with zero work for 4 years. Who cares? It had no agenda, zero work. I appropriated environmental protection and rainwater harvesting as my subject. I was on the front page of newspaper every day for 4 years. You send me to the dog house, that's what happens. Television, I was the lead news. I mobilized the entire Kerala onto environment rainwater harvesting. Based on our campaign, the rainwater harvesting law was introduced. On top of every house, every building, you need to have the rainwater harvesting system. So my point is, ladies and gentlemen, I've done one of the longest tenure as district collector, 5 years as commissioner DDA. You can do whatever you want. So what if they send you to a dog house? What can they do to an IAS or IPS officer? What can they do? Like they sent Kiran to the prison. She did a job which nobody in the world could do. Isn't it? Look at that. I mean, it's just incredible. So, ladies and gentlemen, this book, go back home, tell your children, tell your bureaucrat friends, read this. Your life will never be the same again. The ability to dream big, the ability to stand up with a backbone and say, yes, I am born to make a difference. This is my autobiography, published in 1996 when I was 42 by Penguin. One chapter is on Kiran. Look at that. It's funny. Chapter 11. I was looking at people, not only my autobiography, 14 other people who are making dramatic changes in the country, and Kiran figures in that at chapter 11. So, ladies and gentlemen, go back home. Let's put our backbone together, this country. The Prime Minister wants a Vikshit Bharat by 2047. And that can happen only if our bureaucrats will have a backbone. Absolutely. And every citizen, don't blame somebody else. Go, do it. Clean your neighborhood. Come on, raise your voices. This book has got so many ordinary people who done astounding work. Let me tell you about, Kiran, I think we can talk about those things later. So, sorry, my introduction got a little long. And me and Kiran, we're going to have a discussion on things. And then you guys please ask any number of questions until Suresh throws us out of this place. Thank you so much.
You know, some of the questions are thought for him. He's literally addressed them already, but we can ask him to expand a little. May I ask you why the title? Why the title, The Winning Formula? Why the title? Any special reason why you chose this kind of title?
Actually, Kiran, can you hear me? Yeah. Actually, I didn't like this title because I said, my life is not about winning against other people. So I interpret the title as winning against yourself. Against your fear, your entire belief that, no, I'm not intelligent enough, I'm not clever enough, I'm not rich enough, I'm not talented enough. So basically, it's about overcoming your fears and becoming whatever you want to be. So that's the way I interpret it.
So who chose it? Publisher? Or
The publisher. The publisher, yeah.
Where's the publisher?
Bloomsbury.
Where is the publisher?
They're outside selling the books.
His presence was important to be recognized. Ask him to come. Because he should tell us why he chose this name. In fact, if you are attributing to him, then we need to ask him. Right? Ask him to come.
But I think these are just the sales people.
नहीं बाकी बेचते रहेंगे और भी तो हैं.
So
Is he-
Kiran,
is he
actually,
shy?
Kiran, actually, I like the title now because I turned it around and said it's winning against yourself.
Yes.
So it's a good title.
So
I
good.
like it.
So you've explained it now.
Yeah.
Publisher, could you please explain to us why did you keep this title? ये title क्यों करा? Because Alfie is telling you कि आपने किया. बताओ.
As the author is here, I'm not able to explain better than him. So please.
नहीं
I explain.
Actually, I'm in sales, not in
No, tell
not
us
in the editorial department.
what made you
so please.
choose this title?
No, basically, it's the editor who did it. So he's from the editor who gave the title. Yeah. So he's not from the
Okay,
editorial.
okay, got
So,
it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, another. What's your objective of this book?
See, Kiran, the objective is very simple. I want actually everybody in this country to read this book.
See,
You know, profits from this book goes only to charity, so I don't make money. It is to tell every kid, God is created everybody with plenty of intelligence, unlimited intelligence. You are intelligent, you are talented, just believe in yourself and just go and do it. I've just quoted one instance. You know, I didn't know one sentence in the English language when I passed school because I come from a Malayalam medium school. My father spoke very, very British English because he was in the British Army, but I couldn't speak. Then I learned English. The dictionary became my best friend. Then I said, I want to become a debater. I spoke to the wall for 6 months. Then I came to take part in the first debate. By the time I finished the debate, there were 250 shoes on the stage thrown at me. But I said, no, I'm not giving up. I want to be a debater. 6 months later, I went to take part in a debate again, and miracle happened. No shoes thrown at me. For a long time, no prizes. Then I got tiny little prizes. Eventually, Kiran, I became the best inter-university debater for 3 years. So the point is, if I, who got shoes thrown at me, if I could become the best national debater, I mean, some of you should watch my speeches in the parliament. I don't use any notes. I speak on the economy with at least 25 numbers in each speech. I do not use any prompter. I'm all fire. You can be. So it's a question of believing that God has created each of us with plenty of talent. Tell your child when you go back home, my dear kid, you are the greatest kid. But you know what happens in our families? We are blaming every kid saying, why don't you learn from the neighbor's kid? Neighbor's kid is all talented, all good, but your own kid is hopeless. Come on, this is not done. You got to believe in your kid and say, hey, you are a great kid. Go conquer the world.
you've talked about your term as a collector of Kottayam. And for over 3.5 years you were there. During your tenure, the town became 100% literate. During his collectorate, it became 100% literate. How many of you know it? Imagine, see that this is the power of the collectorate. What is done as a collector is what is the power inherent in any civil servant. So it became, tell us, how did you make it 100% literate?
Yeah, so one day, actually the idea was not mine. I should make it very clear. Most of the ideas which I've done are not my own ideas. I listen to people. See, the problem, Kiran, with most of us in the IAS, I don't know about IAS, IPS, the moment you reach Mussoorie Academy, you think your dream has been fulfilled. You stopped reading, you stopped listening to people, and you think you are a god. I said, no, I will listen to people. So most of the ideas which I have done in my life, ideas have come from people, ordinary citizens. So the Vice Chancellor of Gandhi University, Mr. Anandamurthy, you are Anandamurthy, very famous writer. He was the Vice Chancellor of the MG University in Kottayam. Suresh knows him very well. One day he came to me, he says, my NSS students, National Service Scheme students, 32 of them, they have made a project to make Kottayam fully literate. Can you coordinate? Because I can't do it. I said, okay. That's how the idea came to me, and I became the chief coordinator. Now, literacy being a very unfashionable word, we made that into the most fashionable word in Kottayam. The chief, not to be involved with literacy was considered to be a shame. So even the chief editor's wife, Malayalam Manorama, K. Matthew's wife, Mrs. Matthew, she used to drive to the slum every day herself and teach to children. All the fashionable ladies of Kottayam, they were all going to the slum and teaching somebody.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so we had 14,000 volunteers, and what is remarkable is, out of which 12,000 were young girls. Those who are past class 10. It's just incredible. It's actually a demonstration of woman power and the ability to coordinate things. So I had my entire political party system involved, all of them. I had the panchayat members and municipal ward members competing against each other to be the first one to become 100% literate. Every newspaper gave at least half a page every day to the literacy movement. It was amazing. Stories every day of excitement. 90-year-olds start learning. The most illiterate guys start learning. Finally, the story is one guy wouldn't study because he says, because he was a scheduled caste guy, he was thrown out of school and he vowed to God never ever to learn. So I went to the slum. I went with cops because he wouldn't come. I said, I'm taking you to the police station. Instead, I took him to my house, gave him a fantastic meal because my wife is a great cook. And after all that nice fish curry and all that, he said, now, would you mind start learning? And that is how Kuttappan, his name is Kuttappan, became the last person to learn. And it's a great story. So Kuttappan learned. And so we paid attention to every person. Every person. He said, everybody say 100%, everybody should be literate. It was an incredible amount of, review. Like we used to meet at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock to review every day. And that would go until 1 o'clock. So there was so much of passion in the whole thing to do, It was fantastic.
Now tell me, hasn't this case study been addressed in the National Academy of Administration? Hasn't your case study discussed?
Kiran, the Missouri Academy will not take up any case which is successful.
Any what?
I sent this book to the Missouri. I sent him a message saying, please ask your IAS probationers to read this book compulsorily. You know what he messaged me back? If you send me a book, I'll keep it in the library.
My God.
I almost used the F word. Imagine the Missouri Academy director. You are doing miracles in this book, and he says, send me a copy, I'll keep it in the library.
You should be there as a training faculty.
See, problem, Kiran, when I go there, I'll set it on fire. I'm not saying I literally
But that's
fire.
what we need.
They won't.
That's what we need.
They will not. Would they let you? Because we are all fire, isn't it? We tell people now you can do it. So they will not. They won't. They used to invite me, and then they had a massive problem for a whole month after that. Probation is revolting, thinking for themselves, so they don't invite me anymore.
But when we have the solutions.
So the National Literacy Mission, was set up in the same period, and they took Kottayam as a role model. So that was a very nice thing which happened.
So you did let them carry forward.
Oh yeah, they carried forward, and one of my batchmates, she was looking after another call. She did a fantastic job.
But don't the other district collectors come back to you and say, how can we do it?
See, Kiran, the problem is...
101 people?
The problem is no IAS officer wants to do what another IAS officer is doing because you don't want to be seen as AP. So if you notice, you start anything as a DCP or a district collector, when your successor comes, the first thing they do is cancel whatever you've been doing before. We have massive egos. That's a whole problem. Pardon? Yeah, globally, in fact, from Paris, UNESCO published a special supplement on the Kottayam achievement. I had editorial in every newspaper, national newspaper on Kottayam's achievement. So it was big time. It's not that nobody covered. A lot of people did. But you see, I should say, I think the government of India did a fantastic job. From what was the literacy when we became independent, 17% or something? Today we have achieved 74%. So government of India has succeeded pretty good on the literacy front. And I think some of that inspiration has come from Kottayam. I would not say no. Yes, some people take inspiration. The last National Literacy Mission did try to pick up a lot of
So
ideas.
is the literacy rate high in Kerala, and you had played a wonderful role? Is that one of the reasons for a fall in population there?
Yes, I mean, you'll be surprised. It's completely directly related. Take, for example, my community. I'm a Syrian Catholic. The Catholic Church, the Pope bans any form of family planning. The church, any form of family planning, but you will be surprised. Christian community is the first one to adopt family planning because the Christian community is the most literate, best well off. There is not one Christian family, Catholic family in Kerala which has not adopted family planning. Look at this. You are able to segregate a religious diktat from an economic decision-making activity. For them, family planning was an economic decision-making activity. And therefore, they said, sorry, we are very good Christians, Catholics. Pope can say whatever he wants, but this is our business. I mean, I wish more religious communities adopted this kind of an attitude.
Despite this message, despite not reinforcing what you're saying,
Yeah.
they
See,
let
this-
it happen.
So on the
Was
population,
it because of women's literacy?
yeah, women's literacy certainly makes them aware that having too many children, which you can't afford to feed, look at the nutrition levels. The latest family report survey, which has come out, 32% of kids are malnourished. In spite of the fact that Modi government has been feeding 82 crore people, giving them food, free food, in spite of that, because we don't eat proper things, proper food. So parents realize, oh, if I have too many kids, I can't feed them properly. I can't educate them properly. Eventually, I can't skill them properly. I can't find them a job. And therefore, for all the literate people, it's an economic decision-making activity. So Kerala's Christian community is a huge motivation factor. So once Christian adopted, all other communities also followed. Oh, they are having less children. They are becoming economically better off. So we also need to adopt. So all other communities adopted. Yeah, so it's a great lesson.
A while ago, I recall reading that Kerala was closing down some of the primary schools because there were now not so much of a need for basic primary schools. Is it a fact?
Yeah. We are closing down a lot of schools because there is not enough children.
That's right.
But we have something called a protected teacher. So even if there are no children, most of the schools will continue to run. Even if you have half a dozen children and you have 10 teachers, the schools will continue to run. Yeah.
They need. There's no harm closing when it's not required. It's always why.
See,
why
the problem is
why-
even if you leave out half a dozen children who can't afford to travel
but
far
they can
away.
move to another school, can't they?
See, well, they possibly don't want to go travel a distance. So government said, let it be. I mean, it's an enormous amount of money being spent on
That's
that,
right.
on teachers who don't really have to teach because there are not enough children. But I think it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, not at all.
yeah.
I think school is opening when there is children there.
Yeah.
But without children, what's no point?
Yeah.
After all, it's public money being raised.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. But you did a very interesting thing. Not only literacy, Alfie, you also built a cancer hospital by crowdfunding. He built a cancer hospital, friends, by crowdfunding. Just see what kind of officer we've had. Have you got a Padam Shri by now?
I think, Kiran, I was on the list in 1990 when I had done the literacy part. And of course, I didn't get it. I was too young to get it, possibly. I don't care. Now I don't
So,
care.
okay, tell us about the crowdfunding.
Yeah, the crowdfunding. So one day, I was the chairman of the Kottayam Medical College. I don't know how many collectors take these things seriously. I took it seriously. And every week, I would also visit a primary health center. Every week. So we achieved a quality of health index in Kottayam district, not only literacy, which was better than the United States of America in 1990, but as good as the European Union. Can you imagine? 100% immunization.
My God.
Yeah, and the lowest infant mortality rate, the lowest maternity mortality rate, even compared to Kerala, Kottayam was 25 years ahead.
That's right.
So, if collectors take interest, I mean, I have another senior colleague, Alok, sitting there. Alok said,
And do we have a
yeah. He's
former
very-
collector?
No, he was a former secretary to government.
He was what?
Alok, he's from the IAS 74 batch.
74 batch.
Yeah,
You'd been a collector? Yes, I've been a collector in Garhwal, that area.
Yeah.
We're going to come back to you to ask you a few questions.
So Kiran, so one day the superintendent of the medical college, I had something called a coffee time every day in my collector's house.
Ah.
I said after 10 o'clock at night, anybody can walk into my house,
My
we'll have a coffee. I said this is ideas meeting. No drinks, no snacks, just coffee. And this was a time when we would discuss ideas. So superintendent of the medical college, Dr. PGR, that was his name, you might know him. He said, sir, we don't have a cancer hospital anywhere nearby. The nearest one is in Trivandrum. And that's so crowded. So why don't we build a cancer hospital? I said, where's the money? He said, we'll raise it. We announced it. We raised the money within 1 year. We collected money from just...
But that time, there was no information technology to do crowdfunding.
Well,
How did you do
we
it?
use the media.
Yeah, you use the media.
newspapers. So we said, and guess how many people contributed to my cancer center? 8.2 million people.
How many?
8.2 million people contributed to my magazine.
Wow.
Some contributed as small as 1 rupee. And we built the cancer hospital in 1 year and inaugurated it. And so that's possible. Even as an MLA, the mini civil station, which is 100,000 square feet, I helped to design it. And it was given to the contractor to finish it in 4 years. We did a reverse engineering. Both my engineers were ladies. We sat with the engineers, we sat with the contractor, and we said instead of 4 years, we will do it in 427 days. We put out a countdown board, 427, 426, exactly on 0 day we inaugurated that mini civil station. Every bridge was constructed in 100 days. We put out a countdown board saying 199. Is it possible in India? Of course, it's very simple. But let me tell you, one day, so I have in my pocket the details of every project, what is to be done every day. So one day I was going and inspecting after midnight, bridge being built. The bridge was supposed to be concreted the previous day. When I went there, it was not done. So I called the contractor, Madhu, 6 feet tall. So I said, Madhu, what is your height? Madhu said 6.6 feet 2. I said, Madhu, what is your girth? He said, sir, for what? I said, this is to buy your coffin. I still continue with my DDA thing, patak. Yeah, everybody takes me seriously, Kiran. And next day, by evening, that bridge was concreted. So there's no fooling around. I had no powers as an MLA. No powers at all. But I made sure every project that we do, it was done much before time. We always did it reverse engineering. You think if China can do, we can't do it? Of course we can. The whole problem is, we don't want to do it. Simple.
How did you contract it?
Pardon?
How do you pass on the contracts?
That is all done by the PWD. I have nothing to do with
How
this.
did you ensure that they're going to the right
See,
course?
it can go to anybody. I don't care. But the moment it is, you take up the work, if I'm the MLA there with zero power, I will make sure you do it. But I always sit with them and do a reverse engineering so that they can't say tomorrow that, you decided irrationally. No, it's always with my engineers, and both were ladies. They did an incredible job. So, message is very simple. India can do it. Don't just look at China and say, how is China doing it? China is doing it because they are determined to do it.
It's individuals in India who can do it.
Absolutely. See, this whole thing about officers not having power, system is bad. It's all such crap, Kiran. You did it. I did it. There are many people in the service whom I know I did it. Yeah, I know you guys are doing it. He's a project director from the Ministry of Earth Sciences. You guys are doing it. Yeah, I'm very sure. There's my niece also sitting there. I mean, it's possible to do it. We can all do it. It's not difficult, but you must decide to do it. And be ruthless. Be ruthless against yourself. That's it. I can't be ruthless against somebody unless I am ruthless on myself. I mean, there's no excuses for me at all. Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you have another one like you?
Kiran, luckily, no.
Why not?
Luckily, no.
Why not?
Well,
Don't the colleagues,
you can't.
batchmates of
See,
you
let me
come up and say, Alfie?
I
got
have
batchmates?
fantastic people. I mean, there is O.P. Agarwal who was here. I think he
Is
just
anybody here?
left. No.
His friend?
My batchmate O.P. was
Where's
there.
batchmate?
He
Any
just-
batchmate?
No, he just left.
He left?
Yeah, he did a fantastic job in urban transport.
So he could have been here too.
And look at Shobana. Yeah.
You? Who?
No, he was sitting there. He and his wife. Both
Where
were
is
there.
he?
He's left, I think. Yeah. He told me he had to leave for another function earlier. So they are taken.
नहीं, भाग
I
गया
mean,
वो.
look at Shobana. Apart from her job, she is the best
Who?
artisan. Shobana.
I know Shobna is
yeah,
different
yeah,
category.
no,
Shobna is
Yeah,
art,
she's the best in her
art personified.
In her art.
You
So
are bureaucracy and administration personified.
yeah, so
She's art personified.
see, nothing unless she practices X amount and does that kind of a incredible amount of determination, you don't become an artist like her. So in every field that you do, you just got to decide what you want and then just do it. See, when I became commissioner for entrance exam, I called 24 people and I said, look here, everybody says we are the worst office in the whole world. Suresh knows what was happening. I said, let's make this office the best office in the world. Everybody says, so how? We will do it. Same computers, same scanners, same, absolutely same. How did we do it? We said, we are going to be the best. After the exams, remember the trade unions in Kerala, they don't allow you to work. After the exams, both the left and the right union came to me, leaders came to me and said, sir, let's not go home. We will declare the result and then only we will go home. I said, you're crazy? No, we are possessed of a dream. Let's do it. You know what I did? I said, okay, I'm not going home. I brought mattresses from home. I told people, bring your children. I fixed a nice music system. I got Baskin Robbins and mutton biryani. I said, celebrate. Nobody went home till we declared the result on the 7th day. And you know what the newspapers wrote? 6 newspapers wrote editorials saying, entrance commissioner's office gets a first rank. Is it possible? And I was there only for 3 months. And then I was thrown out. That minister, I told you.
Acha, yes.
Yeah.
It's in the
Sent
book.
me into the doghouse.
It's in the book. You've written this in the
Yeah,
book.
it's written there. Yep. So it's possible.
What's the name of that cancer hospital?
It's part of the Kottayam Medical College.
Acha, it's a part of the hospital.
Kottayam Medical College. Because collector is the
And
chairman
it's
of the medical
running
college.
smoothly?
Pardon?
Going
Oh
strong?
yeah, very well. Kottayam Medical College is possibly, the best medical college.
You did a very interesting thing. Let's come to a very interesting thing where you took a child into custody, issued orders to take a child into custody, and gave him blood transfusion, even though the parents objected. How did it happen?
Yeah, now, a very interesting case. Listen to this. So one day, 2 youngsters come to me as collector and said, there is this 2.5-year-old child dying, and the parents belong to a sect called Jehovah's Witness. It's a global sect, and they don't allow blood transfusion. In fact, they don't allow any treatment. So the child is dying. He needs blood transfusion immediately. And
How did you get to know?
so, pardon?
How did you get to know?
No, these 2 youngsters came to me.
Who's?
From the village, 2 youngsters came
Youngsters came
to me and said, this is happening. Sir, do something. I said, tell me what is the law under which I can do? He said, you are the last word. Collector is the last word. I said, okay, the buck stops with me. You know what I did? I just called my CA and I dictated 3 lines. I said to the SHO, I still remember Wycombe Police Station, this child has a right to live irrespective of the religious beliefs of the parents. Take the child into custody, taking him to the medical college and get him treated. Wow. So the police inspector went there.
Look at that.
Thank you.
He called the police.
So went there and the parents said, sorry, you can't take the child. And they forcefully took the child, took him to Kottayam Medical College. He was only 2.5. They gave him blood transfusion and then he was saved. 2 weeks later, a battery of lawyers walk into my room and give me a 1,000-page writ petition in the High Court. They filed, saying that what the collector did was illegal, so they should take action against me. So the AG called me. He said, please send a para-by-paragraph counter. That's how things are, no? The court. Every paragraph you have to rebut. I sent him my 3-line, this thing, in reply to the 1,000 pages. Because, they have cases all over the world. So AG said, what is this? I said, that's the only thing I have to say. But I had to say, I have said in those 3 lines. He said, no, I have to file counter 1 paragraph. I said, you do it, you can repeat. Every paragraph, you can repeat the same thing. He said, you come and argue, I can't do it. So I went to the High Court, argued for 3 hours, and the High Court ruled in my favor, and came to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court also ruled in my favor. Now the point is, thank you. You will say, Where is the law? There is no law. When you are responsible for human lives, you create law. You create law. That's what a collector can do. That's a police officer can do. You can. Yeah, the Supreme Court upheld my order. But my earlier order, Kiran, when I was in the education department, I only issued the order that against same sector people would not sing national anthem in a school. I issued the order, famous Baiju manual. Any lawyers there, they would know. I issued order saying every kid in school must sing national anthem. High Court upheld my order, but Supreme Court Chinnapuradi struck it down, saying you don't need to sing it. So I have this perpetual confrontation with these people. Point is, you create the law. Finish. You are responsible as district collector or SP for the life of people. Don't wait for anybody to give you directions. Just do it. I've broken every law under the sun. They can't catch me because I've not benefited financially. My family has not benefited financially. I break every law. But I don't break it for rich people. Rich people also, I do the job. At the end of the day, there will be no file on my table. But I'll finish the poor man's job first. Even if I have to break a law, I'll break a law. Okay, catch me if you can. You can't.
Let me take the liberty of giving you a little parallel from my life. It's total parallel, which probably is not known, and I don't think I've written it anywhere in my book, which is about reforms. Alfie, may I share?
Yeah, please.
Same thing happened. He says there was no law, but I would do it for the poor and needed. When you all remember how we brought in education inside the prison? If you remember, we brought meditation inside the prison. We brought in NGOs inside the prison. We even allowed some selective media inside the prison so that they get to see the conditions. Under one rule, under one law, one rule, the Inspector General of prison lays down the policy of the prison. That was a manual. That was one line. The IGP of the prison decides the policy. Now, you can have a media policy. You can have an NGO entry policy. You can have an education policy. You can. In this case, all this was done. Now, I'm not going to, this is not a diversion because I want to keep the focus here. But I want to tell you this certain times you have to work differently to achieve a larger purpose. So all this was done. That's history. And a lot was achieved, as you may be aware in your memory. When I left the prison, I was transferred out suddenly and say, no more needed, go. So I was told to leave right away. One afternoon, it was said, go. Guess what followed? A show cause notice to me. That's what I wanted to relate with you. A show cause notice to me that tell us under what rules did you carry forward these reforms?
Oh my God.
A show cause notice, which means a departmental inquiry. And guess what did I reply? He replied 2 lines, 3 lines. That's why I got inspired by telling you. What did I reply? Huh? What did I reply? No, I didn't write that. What did you think I wrote? No, I didn't tell them that. I didn't tell them where my policy I was written. They would have probably got it deleted and amended. I didn't tell them that. So when they asked me, you reply to us within so many days, under what rules did you do all this? I said, you tell me which rule have I violated. That's all I did. Do you know? It was very disturbing because they didn't get the material they were looking for. But why would I educate you? You educate yourself. Why did you not educate yourself before asking me? So, when I didn't reply, can you believe it, friends? For years, they kept reminding me, send your reply, send your reply. And I said, I've already replied. Right? Do you know during this time, I was held back for my promotion. I lost on my seniority. Lot of things happened. Nobody knows, only I know. And I was also waitlist. There was nothing waiting for me in any work after that. But it didn't concern because I was thriving in the joy of having done what I did in the right manner. So I was just saying, I also write only one line. You tell me, and who's there was a very good guidance of a very senior advocate here, who is a good friend of mine. And I went to him, and who was that? Gopal Subramaniam. And I tell Gopal, I said, Gopal, ye itna kuch kiya, see what's happened. He said, no, we know the policy. And they were, by the way, very interesting. I could have educated them hugely. And he said, no, just write. You tell me under what rule. That's why these lawyers are something so bright. So I thought I'll tell you exactly the 2 lines. Nahi, yours was 2 lines, mine was just 1 line. So, okay, let me go back. Now you were also called the demolition man. I remember those days.
Kiran, can I come to another very interesting thing? Because what I did as collector. So one day, I told you I listened to people. I used to meet people early morning because before they go to work, they could come and see me and then go. One day, an 80-year-old lady comes with a girl and she shouts at me, says, this is my 3rd trip to see you in your house. You are not there. To get in here is so difficult. I had to change bus thrice and to get help from a neighborhood girl to come here. And twice you are missing. Where were you? And then, like a punchline from a movie, she says, the government is giving you a car. Why can't you come and see me in my village? Can you imagine? Most IAS officers possibly would have called the security and thrown this lady out. How dare you? Because collectors are God in the district. I said, okay, I smiled. In the evening, I discussed with my wife and my little kids. Hey, this lady came and said, why don't you see me in my village? I said, is it a very interesting thing for me to take my entire administration to the village? They said, yeah, it's a good idea. So I announced, I said, I'm bringing the entire 2,000 people district administration to the Panchayat.
I know you did that.
Yeah. I give them 3 months notice to file petition. I choose 1 or 2 panchayats together with a school in the middle with 50 rooms because each department must have a room. I said, now file petitions on anything under the sun. I would give them 15 days. I would get something like 5,000 petitions on everything under the sun. We would take a month to examine those. And then when we go there, it has to be, rule is it has to be delivered. If it's a ration card, you can't say it's ready, come and collect it from the office tomorrow. No. If it's land title, you can't say ready, come and collect it from the taluk office tomorrow. No, it has to be delivered there. We should dispose of 8 o'clock.
Fantastic.
Thank you. 8 o'clock, the function starts with the local minister, MPs, all the ministers to be present, just lighting the lamp, no speeches, 1 minute. Then 8 o'clock, the business starts. Collector is in room number 2, SP is in room number, collector is in room number 1, ADM sits on his behalf. Room number 2 is SP, and it's all predetermined. And what time the petitioner come, 11:25, it's also predetermined. Everything is predetermined. We did this across my entire district twice, and this one, the highest UN award for innovation in administration.
Had to be.
Kiran, where did the idea come from? From an 80-year-old lady. This is the power of listening to people. Are we willing to listen to people?
Fantastic.
Yeah. And the biggest revolution happened. And when Ummanchandi, of course, my successor discontinued. But when Mr. Ummanchandi became Chief Minister in 2011, much later, he called me and said, Alphons, I've attended a few of these because he was MLA from my district. But now can you tell me exactly how you do it? I told him. He started all over again and he became something like a demigod. Mr. Ummanchandi, because he did this mass contact program. And the point is, if we think we are the brightest under the sun, nobody has an idea, I think we are all completely mistaken. People know what they want. Are we willing to listen?
Okay. We got another 20 minutes, so it should belong to the audience. Let me see if I have...
You're talking about DDA, how I came to DDA.
It's just one, and then we'll have one more, and I need to give you 20 minutes to ask questions. Now, before you... First, we go back to the DDA. You would call the demolition man, because we all saw it, because that's the time when we were all working together at that time. So go ahead, tell us about it.
Yeah, so me coming to the DDA itself, one day I get an order saying, you are posted to as Commissioner DDA. I said, I have not given my willingness to go to Government of India. And the rule is that unless you give willingness to come to Government of India, you cannot be sent out a petition to Government of India. So I checked with Secretary DOPT Dandapani. I had worked with him earlier. He said, I got an order like this, Alphons, Posters Commissioner DDA, and can you check, is there any other Alphons? Did you reach the wrong Alphons? He said, no, you are the only Alphons in the service, so it's you. You know what happened? I wrote the dissenting note in the famous Palmolin case, where Chief Minister and 8 IAS officers were accused, and I wrote the dissenting note. So I was sent off to Delhi forcefully. And I was the first South Indian commissioner, and when I came here, everybody said, this Madrasi, he can't do anything. He has no political patronage, he is a Christian, he doesn't speak much of a Hindi, he can't do anything. I said, okay, let me see. I said, make out a list of, do a survey to find out encroachments on Delhi land, because we had over 125,000 acres of land owned by the DDA, and nobody knew where the land was, where it was encroached. Stanton was a reporter with the Hindustan Times those days. Yeah, Indian Express. So we did a survey, and we found that the top 10 encroachers were all politicians. And number 1 on the list was HKL Bhagat. Yeah. I was looking for a chance to do something to HKL Bhagat since 1984. Because you know why? Single-handedly burned alive 5,006. And he got scot-free. And he became union minister. Then he was president of the Congress party in Delhi. So when I found the list, he was number 1. I said, we will take on him first. So all my employees came and said, sir, don't touch him because you will be burned alive tomorrow. Yeah. I said, okay, let me see. So next is, of course, planning. Why I succeed, Kiran, is because I go for these wild ideas. Number 2, I do a detailed planning. In my mind, think, then I reduce it to paper, write down to a comma or a full stop. I reduce. So we had 10,000 policemen on open trucks because the size of the building was 2 lakh square feet. 200,000 square feet, belonging to the biggest mafia leader, politically powerful. Congress was in power in Narasimha Rao was prime minister. 10,000 policemen in open trucks with guns, because we had to show the power of the state. 25 bulldozers in front of that. And I also drew a bit of drama like you. Okay? No, you have to do some drama. You have to tell people the power of the state, you can't fool around. Very simple.
Correct.
That's why you wear a uniform.
Made it visible.
Yeah, absolutely. So, me in front of that in an open truck with my Stetson hat and my cowboy boots with my gun. Yes. Yeah. So, we landed up in Model Town and everybody thought Pakistan had invaded India. People started running. We said, relax, it's India. Over the next 36 hours, we reduced the 200,000, 2 lakh square feet into dust. Of course, next day, all the newspapers, the demolition man comes to Delhi. And I always take my dog. You know, I had a 4 feet tall Great Dane. Looks like a tiger, ferocious, but doesn't know how to bite. It's like me. It's like me. Like you see, I told everybody I'll blast your brain, but Kiran, I'm a very compassionate person. I don't even kill a mosquito in my life. I don't. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm a Jain actually by, let's say, though I'm a Catholic, my belief, I don't kill anything. I mean, my wife is a huge animal lover. If we have time, we'll discuss that. So, so we march like an army, show the power of the state. That's what we have to do when you do it. If I go with 100 policemen and 2 bulldozers, you know, we'll be attacked and killed possibly. And over the next 5 years, my people, I won't say I only give an idea to people. My people in DDA were so inspired, they would all die for me. With my heartbroken Hindi, Madrasi, they would do anything. Over the next 5 years, we demolished 14,310 illegal mansions of the rich and the powerful. I don't demolish slums, except 3. One was at the head of the Nelson Mandela Road, huge slum. And we wanted that to be an 8-lane, so I demolished a slum from there. Then another one was in East Delhi. And third one was, half of Ames property was under slums. So I removed 3 slums. Otherwise, I only demolished the rich people. I carried a government, gave me a gun. And my wife went to market under police protection. My kids went to school under police protection. My wife was beaten up, left for dead. She survived. My kids got beaten up. So to be alive is a miracle. So people only see the glamorous part of it, you know, but we could have been dead any time.
Thank God for you.
Yeah, but it's fun. Actually,
I'm retaining one last question for the end. So let's get back to you, all of you. Any one of you wishes to ask a question, you can ask
Kiran, after
briefly.
this, I need to speak about some of the people, the ordinary people who are in my book.
Sure, sure.
Just a few.
So we'll do that. We'll
Yeah,
take that
after-
from there.
after the
So now we have friends, because I asked him, we got 8:30 is our limitation. There's no clock around. 8:30. So we got about 20 minutes. So just short question.
It's working. Yeah, very quickly, as journalists, we are anecdote collectors.
Huh?
So we are anecdote collectors. We collect anecdotes as journalists. So I'll tell you two quick anecdotes about Alfie. I was with the Indian Express those days, and I got a call in the morning from Alfie, said, Santan,
You can stand up and speak, please. Yeah, and
The
voice.
mic is,
little. Yeah,
can you hear me now?
better.
Better?
Don't keep it too close. Yeah.
So I got a call in the morning from Alfie saying, Santan, what are you doing? Can you come? Get into my car. We are going for a demolition. So I went with him. This was a huge showroom in North Delhi, belonging to a friend of a former prime minister who is no more, very powerful prime minister. And Alfie had about 20 bulldozers ready and a lot of policemen there. And he mentioned a while ago that he, in 27 years of his career, never got a call from a politician. I'd like to correct something here. That day, he must have got 15 calls from 15 different politicians, including 3 union ministers, I remember. All he said to his staff was, I'm not taking those calls. This was one anecdote. And the other one, I remember he went to demolish something which belonged to an IPS officer of the Delhi cadre. And again, he was under tremendous pressure. Again, politicians of all hues calling Alfie and wanting him to stop. He did not. He went on to demolish that building. I've been witness to those two incidents.
And he could dare to say what
Thanks,
he did.
Shandar. Thank you.
He could dare.
I've forgotten these stories. Thank you for reminding me.
I didn't name the guys.
Yes, sir. In India, we have a huge problem of unemployment. It is reported 32 crore people are unemployed. And we recently saw a cockroach party also. And you said 82 crore people don't have food also. Government is taking care of. The third one is language problem. In South, we don't feel that people are very apprehensive about happy to be have a Hindi language. So what are the solutions for this problem?
What are the
Solutions.
of malnourishment?
Too many
Poverty,
things.
unemployment and language.
See, I really strongly believe that if the bureaucracy can deliver, the Prime Minister set his goal very clear. And he's done incredible work in 12 years in creating infrastructure for the poor. But if we need to be Viksit Bharat by 2047, our bureaucrats really have to pull up the socks and they got to perform. I'm very distressed to say they are not doing it. Many of them are not doing it. Many are not doing it. Come on, it's not because of my brain or special abilities that I've done it. I've decided that if I am the steel frame with the Constitution says I am, I can't fail, Kiran. You can't fail. Why should any IAS officer, 1.5 million people write the exams and 100 people get into the IAS and another 18 to IPS? If you don't do your job, what kind of a country are we? Constitution created you. Therefore, I really think it's got to start with the academies. There, everybody believing, yes, we are part of the Prime Minister's dream. We just got to do it. We can do it the best way. And we can. And India has incredible brain talent. We have. There is also political determination now. We just need the bureaucrats to deliver it. But unfortunately, what happens is government of India mostly issues orders. Things are done in the states. And most bureaucrats in the states are so politicized. Many are corrupt. And even the honest ones don't have the guts to do things. Sorry, honesty is not enough. You must deliver. Yeah, what's the point of being honest if you're useless? You are chosen by God. 1.5 million people write that exam. You are one among the 100. You won't do your job? Come on. And we stop listening to people. How many IAS officers, how many IPS officers take calls? Even as a former union minister, independent charge. If I try to get a joint secretary's number, it's almost impossible. They'll say, and the PS will say, sorry, I don't know the number. Can you believe, Kiran? If the mobile charges are paid by the government, it is their job to take a mobile call. Doesn't happen. Recently, the cabinet secretary issued an order saying, you must meet the public. He's a very good cabinet secretary, Swaminathan, very good. But the point is, there was a qualification, if convenient. If convenient.
Oh.
Bureaucrats shall meet if convenient. Sorry, it's not convenient to anybody. We need to change this. If I was able to do anything in any job, Kiran, it's because I listen to people. I listen to my constitutional mandate. And not because I have zero political patronage. Zero, nothing. Yeah. Why can't the bureaucrats deliver? Yeah, I mean, I feel so distressed at the end of the day. Yeah. Why can't we?
Okay. Wait around. Yes, young man.
My name is Surinder Singh, and Alphons here,
Hi.
and Dr. Bedi. I mean, I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room and the story that really resonated with me about the wife was beaten because of what you've done. I'm sure this is a question everybody has in the mind as well, but you signed up for the job, and it's easy to justify to yourself that I'm doing it because I signed up for this. How hard it was, and maybe if you could please help me understand, how hard and how did you help your wife understand that, I signed up for this, I also signed up to protect you and my children from this harm, but they still, got in the line of fire. So how hard it was, and how can you suggest some young civil servant or IPS or IS officer to deal with this? How did you do that? And maybe if you could please teach us how to deal with that. Because that's a fear a lot of young civil servant, young people in the public who are interested are afraid of. And, it simply just gives them a reason not to do this, what you did. So thank you.
Yeah, I got it. See, it's not difficult. It's very simple. I signed up for a job. Nobody forced me to be an IAS officer. Nobody forced Kiran to be an IPS officer. We chose it. Come on, man. You are the protector, the deliverer. And you got to do it. Actually, we got beaten up during the plague, when we went to clean garbage. I formed Janashakti, my NGO.
Yes, I remember.
Yes. And when plague hit Delhi in 94, we said all the municipal MLOs just ran away. And we said, no, this can't happen. People will die. So we formed an NGO. And we said, let's go out and clean. That's how when I went to East Delhi, the local MLA's 3 bungalows I had demolished. He's the one who attacked us with 300 people. And we were just 15, 20 of us. People have just died there. And she was left for dead. Luckily, a police jeep came that way, and she was picked up and taken to AIIMS. You know what we did the next day? Next day, we were in Govindpuri. We had my wife with all the bandages. She was leading in front with my little children, who also got beaten up. When we reached Govindpuri, we had 3,000 people to receive us. Do you think anybody would touch us? So the solution is, you get beaten up, you go into your hole and say, sorry, I got beaten up. Sorry, no, take on these evil. You got to take on the evil and say, okay, come out. You have the guts, you come out. Yeah, but
Maybe the
I
message,
don't think it's difficult.
Maybe the message is wear helmets when you go to such situations. That's a message. When you are around with him and he's at work, the message showing come with helmets, because you can get beaten up. It's not ruled out. All right, next
And
one.
yeah,
Let's see who
answer is this. You have to make a difference, not somebody else.
We'll
Not the Prime Minister. Prime Minister has plenty
Can
of
we have
dreams.
this option? Yes, please.
Yes. Alphons, this
Nida is a very famous poet, okay?
this is in continuation of that question that young man asked. Those days when I had seen the picture, Alphonse's picture on India Today with, demolition dynamo or something like that. I was teaching in Kendriya Vidyalaya, JNU, and I walk into my staff room and people are giving me hostile looks, saying, this guy is from here, Kerala, and he's doing this all over Delhi. So I was kind of taken aback. I said, that's as per his job requirements. But it left me wondering. And a couple of 2 days later, I had a discussion with my husband too. I go around Asian Village in the playground and I see him playing cricket there with children. So I thought, oh, he can switch on and switch off. Oh, that was an enormous understanding that came to me. I had to observe this. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Nanda. Thank you so much. We lived in a shared village together. And her husband, Suresh, was the chairman of HUTCO. We've been close friends. She writes fantastic poetry. Yeah.
Let's see who else. Yeah, the young girl there. The young girl. Yeah. Let's give them the voice because they are our future. Yes, stand up. Please.
Kiran, I've seen her before she was born.
Yes.
Because her mother is my friend.
Oh, good. Lovely. Go ahead.
My mother met him during her college life, and now I've completed my college life. And what my question is that we all respect you because of the ethical duty, integrity that you have carried. Even Alok sir and Shobha ma'am, I got to know about you. My question is, when I enter the corporate world, how do I get the guts that you people had when unethical practices may be forced on me, or it may be easier for me? From where do I get the strength to say no, or one line that should resonate in my mind throughout my career when I'm in an ethical conundrum that I have to follow the right path?
Question for you. How do you get the guts?
How?
How do you get the courage?
The guts is, excellent question. It's something which everybody gets to ask themselves, what do I do now? This is what I believe in, and this doesn't exactly fall in line with what I believe in. I think we just need to stand up. I've survived. I'm 72. Kiran has survived. A lot of people have survived. And mind you, let me tell you, when I came to Delhi, I was called a Madrasi. 2 years later, 1994, Times of India did a survey on me, and I got 89.6% of Delhi supporting me. So it doesn't matter. You might lose a job. I've lost jobs. Yeah, doesn't matter. I think stand up for what is right. Take a stand. Otherwise, what is the point of being a human being? At the end of the day, you might own properties and you might own this, that. At the end of the day, if you can't really have a moral fiber, what's the point? And that moral fiber must be based on the belief that, yes, I must make a difference wherever I am. Wherever you are, you have no excuses. You can just do it. Good? Excellent question. So every day, when you wake up in the morning, check where your backbone is there. And tell your friends, let me check your backbone.
So it's like a daily living. It's daily small things accomplished, which add courage to you. So you look for what is the right thing to do now. At the moment, there may be small decisions. But if you go for, it's the atomic habits. If you read that book, Atomic, it's all by small habits. You build what you are. He's not born like that. He's developed like that. And every day he's gone from one decision to the other. But he he had a purpose in life. He's lived with a life of total purpose. And the purpose has been amount. Purpose was giving all to the people because he's a public servant in whatever capacity. So if you as a child, if you also take these small courageous habits which come your way, that will build your courage and confidence and you'll keep growing the way he did.
Absolutely. And you see, when minister told me to change that income certificate, only me and the minister would have known. I said, sorry, it doesn't fall on my moral campus to do that. I called the minister, simply a criminal, I walked out. I was in the doghouse for 4 years. Most IAS officers, IPS officers don't want to be in a doghouse. They want most important jobs. What is important? I think every job that you get, land use commissioner, my office was the size of a toilet with 0 people. I was on the headlines of newspapers every day because I took up causes which nobody wanted. I mean, Kiran was sent off to jail. You think they sent her there out of love? No. Yeah, let's go and waste their time. But that's you show your fiber every day. In fact, as Kiran says, you build it up through small little acts.
Okay, we can take still 2 questions. It's 8:21 now. 2 more questions and then we'll ask to give a final message to the audience. Just to let me see
Just
who works.
one question.
Yeah, go ahead. You've been asking.
Mr. Rawal is one of the most accomplished chartered accountants of India.
Excellent.
He's a big authority on everything.
Please ask.
Thank you, Elfi. I'm Vinod Raval. As a South Indian, he called me Raval. My only question is to the bureaucracy of all segments. There is different type of corruption. One is to do a work for a consideration, not to do a work for a consideration. There are third type of corruption which we noticed, being indecisive. How do you feel that way, that you're not taking a decision for long and keeping the files pending for long? Just neither you are accepting nor rejecting your, don't you feel it is also a corruption that way?
Yeah, I got it. Vinod, I think this is the biggest problem with India. We raise queries and queries and queries. What should be a 1-page file becomes 100-page, 1,000 pages, because everybody is applying their brain, wisdom to the file, becomes so thick. So when a petitioner comes, the interest party comes, they will say, look at that file, it's 1,000 pages. How can I decide? How did it become 1,000 pages? It should have been only 1 page. It's hopeless. Why did you get into the service, into government, if you can't take a decision? Take decisions. Take them quickly. And just do it. See, the problem is, what you're saying is absolute corruption, not deciding. Because then you are forced to pay money. How will investment come to India? How will it come? Who will invest? It's hopeless. You got to really take decisions. And you got to just make sure you do it. My niece is a very junior scientist in the ministry. She's ruthless. I know that. And she's got a nice boss here. Otherwise, she wouldn't survive. See, you got to know at whatever levels, you should do your job. Don't say, till when I become secretary I will do it. No, do it now. You know, I've described about a peon in Kottayam Medical College. Can I come to that? A chap called...
Now use that as a conclusion then.
Yeah, P.U. Thomas. When I was the collector, he was a peon in Kottayam Medical College Operation Theatre. He retired as a peon 10 years back. For past 45 years, he's been feeding 7,500 people every day with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And he's got a home for 250 people, fantastic building, all disabled people. Imagine a peon, a simple peon in the country doing that for 45 years. For me, he's my God. This is the incredible power of doing it. Is Dr. Surya here? And General, where are you? Yeah, I've written about a doctor. She was here.
Where?
And the husband was here. Her husband is a general, Dr. Surya, not here. She got all the fancy degrees in medicine from London. And she came back. Everybody, she got so many offers from the big corporate hospital. She said, sorry, I'm not for that. She went to work in one of the slums in Delhi for past 45 years. It's a chapter in my book. And she's been going every day. And she comes in the IIC to catch up with her husband, who's a General Suri, every day for a coffee. These are some of the happiest people. Kiran, sorry, I'm talking about this personally. I'm not very poor. I wasn't very poor. I come from a middle class family. After getting into politics, I've sold 9 properties. I built most of Dwaraka, acquired, designed, built it. Mr. Jain is here. He was the chief designer, architect. Yeah, he was here. Kiran, I don't even have a studio apartment anywhere in the world. And I'm very happy. I love money. Money has beautiful uses. Beautiful uses. I have only one blue blazer which I use. That's from my IAS Academy, 47 years old. I wore it very proudly when I was a minister. Last week, I went with my niece to Janpat to shop. She was shopping, and then I said, I don't want to come crowd. She said, wait outside that metal detector. I stood there in front of that, on that table there are a lot of trousers and pants. So the guy said, you're blocking my shop, please move. I moved. The next guy also said, you can't stand in front of the shop. Those tables and there are trousers and things like that. You can't. Next guy also said, you can't stand here. So I said, let me buy something. Past 25 years, I haven't bought any dress. I don't. If you come to my house, you'll see it's a tiny little almara is my wardrobe. My wife has got about 50 of them. Okay. That's a different thing. So just to stand in front of that shop on Janpat, that thing, I bought 3 trousers. Each trouser cost 400 rupees each. That's the only shopping I've done in 25 years.
Oh God.
Kiran, why do I need? I have just exactly 1 shoes. My last black shoes I used for 13 years. Kiran, why do we need you? You are decently dressed. I'm decently dressed. Do we need to show off anything? My car is an old car, 13-year-old car, which I drive myself. I don't have a driver. Why? I think money is fantastic. We should make money. I mean, you used all your Magsaysay Award money to set up the foundation where you're doing miracles. So I think people make plenty of money. But money has fantastic uses. Yeah. I mean, that's so much happiness, Kiran. Yeah, people keep asking me, where are you going to finally settle down? I would say 6 feet by 2 feet under the earth. Now I've decided I'm not going to do that. I don't like worms eating up my body. So I've decided to donate my body to medical research. But my wife says they will not take your body because there is no flesh. So I'm going to write in the bracket orthopedics department. So hopefully somebody takes it. The point is, I think there's so much joy in just...
Where's your wife?
Well, she
Is she here?
She will never ever come to any of my speeches.
She's been mentioned so much.
No,
She's played such a vital role in your life.
She's busy morning till evening with her work. When I was commissioner EDA, she ran the biggest slum project in Delhi, Nanglamachi, just downstream of the Nizamuddin Bridge, a hospital, a toilet complex, tailoring center, and a school. And after we went back to Kerala, now
And where's your children? Where are your children?
My elder son...
Are they not here?
No.
Nobody's here?
They're working. So my elder son became, the moment he was in London for 16 years, IT consultant. The moment he got his citizenship, he came back to India. Now he works in the renewable energy sector. And my younger son, he's an artist. Yeah, in fact, the Habitat Gallery was inaugurated with his exhibition in 1999 by the President of India. He was only 13. He had a global exhibition, Delhi, London, New York, Washington. So my wife is an animal activist. She's busy from morning till night. So when I retired from Parliament, she told me, one day when I came back home, I saw a nice label on the main door saying, please do not disturb my pets. How clever these women can be. She's telling you, don't disturb me, don't disturb me.
Can you give a final message for the audience as a parting statement?
Parting statement, people.
Though you sent...
Very simple. You think just because I'm a ruthless job, I am an extremely hardworking guy. As minister, I slept for 3 hours. IPS officer, mostly at least 12 hours. I love working because work produces result. But I think ultimately, at the end of the day, there is only one goal in life, and that is happiness in one word. To be happy, and make others happy. I mean, bigger goal is make others happy. So I keep smiling all the time. I don't care whether you hate me. I don't care. Yeah. Some people keep giving me dirty looks in IIC because I keep smiling at everybody. Okay, you like me, it's your problem. Yeah, if you don't like me, I'm just fine smiling. Why not? If you can spread that little happiness, half the problems of people who come in touch with you are over when you smile at them, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes. Yeah, half the problem is over. I think my Kiran, he was raising hand for a long time. Can you let him ask?
No, we got it now. Time is up. Can you? No, sorry, it's 8:30.
One short one.
He said 8:30. 8:30. Please pass on your thank you note.
Okay, sorry.
You can ask him again over a cup of tea. Please.
So before we conclude today's program, it's an honor to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of India Habitat Center. We thank our author for the evening, Mr. K.J. Alphons, and our discussant, Dr. Kiran Bedi, for taking their valuable time to be with us today for this very motivational, interesting, and inspirational conversation. Your participation and presence made this evening very meaningful and enriched. Thank you so much. We would like to thank the chair, Professor Dr. K.J. Suresh, for his valuable inputs and continued support and guidance. Thank you, sir. We also like to thank programs team, HLC team, Habitat Library and Research Center, Visual Documentation team, Habitat World team for their support. and our advisor, Ms. Geeta Balasubramanian, for her continued guidance. Finally, we would like to thank our wonderful audience for all of you to present here for being with us this evening and helping us make this discussion a success. Thank you all very much. Have a great evening. Thank you.
I think both of them deserve a standing ovation.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
For inspiring us.
And one thing more, please buy a copy and go. It costs, the price is less than that of 1 kilo of chicken. Okay? Yeah. And the money goes to some charity, okay?